guys, Roy here, and today we are reviewing the latest Smash Bros. Game. Oh, that's right, no. 3DS version came out. The third Smash Bros. Game. Got it right that time, We are reviewing the third Smash Bros. Game, and this game was great. So where do I begin? Super Smash Bros. Brawl, a very, very fun game. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, how do I say this? While fun, took out everything that made Melee great and fun. It was no longer fast-paced. It had taken out all the glitches that made Melee a lot of fun. There's now better ledge grabbing and
the Satan of every single person who's ever played Smash Bros. Before. Weeping.
And those things really not bum it down, but by far the worst thing that ever happened to Brawl is just how slow it is. Like, I get that they gave it a speed decrease, because that's not what Sakurai wanted it to be, but the fact that the speed decrease was so slow, it just really, to me, made the game no longer a fighting game and more of a party game. Like, I do not view this game as a competitive game at all. I view it as a party game, just because of how slow and casual it is. I know Sakurai was trying to do reel in new players to play Super Smash Bros. Make it more, casual friendly, but he made it so casual friendly that it I don't know, to me, definitely kind of messed itself up there. And I don't know, the problem is I can't take slow competitive games, so I consider it a party game. I don't consider it a fighting game at all. I consider it a fighting game, a fighting party game, but I don't consider it competitive. Now, here is where Brawl took off, is the characters. It added so many characters. It added Ike, Wolf, Lucas. Who's Lucas? Nobody knew. If you knew, raise your hand if you knew Lucas before Super Smash Bros. Brawl came out. But it added so many characters. A lot of well-known characters, a lot of not-known characters. And the roster just took off. It was like, to me, Brawl's roster is the perfectly sized roster. I think Smash 4's roster is a little too big. Even though I like all the characters on the roster, I think the roster itself is just too big. Like, it's no longer Nintendo's All-Stars. Brawl still kind of kept it like that. Had a few non-All-Stars. I feel like Smash 4 has a lot of non-All-Stars, and Brawl has a few. And I like Brawl's roster size. I feel like Brawl's roster size is the best roster size of all time. Just because it's very perfect, in my opinion. Once you see that completed roster, it's just one giant square. And, it's a character's, I don't know, how do I explain this? Like, to me, I just think that roster size is very manageable. I think that roster size is very manageable. And you know everybody who's in the roster. So I think that's very cool. Now, and then another thing it added was, and here's the best part about Brawl, its features. Here are some of its best features. It had Subspace Emissary. Granted, not a selling point for the game, it was still a lot of fun though for Super Smash Bros. Fans to play a story mode where, it's a lot of fun to play as characters going on an adventure trying to save the world, and they're Smash Bros. Characters. That's really cool. And a lot of people liked it, myself included. Granted, it was short, and, it's not a selling point. It's still a lot of good. It's still really good and a lot of fun. It added masterpieces, a great idea, where it shows you the games that the characters debuted in. So like Star Fox, Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros., stuff like that. And it was really great in my opinion. Like, I love the masterpieces. They basically made it so that you were like, this game is so much fun. What? It's done. Oh, we're gonna go buy that on the Wii Shop. I almost said eShop. Wii Shop, because Wii Shop is love. And I don't know, I think that was pretty cool. And this game's trophy collection expanded beyond how many trophies people could think were in the game. Now, there is a sadness to that, is that the characters' trophies, a lot of the character trophies that were in there were just ripped from their games. So like sprites and stuff like that, they're just ripped from the game, not created from scratch. Like in Melee, if there was a sprite trophy, it was a 3D model that they based off of the sprite, and it was really cool. If you get what I'm saying, like if it was a character from an 8-bit game back in the NES days, they would take that character and make it into 3D and then have the description. And it was all, in Melee, it was all custom trophies, which I really loved. And in Brawl, they didn't do that, which kind of sucked. Now, another great feature is Boss Rush mode. And it was a great feature. I think Boss Rush mode was great because, you fight all the bosses in a row that you fight in Subspace Emissary. And it's a lot of fun to play on Intense and just see how many bosses you can beat, and even if you can get to the end. And once you beat that, you get the Taboo Trophy. I think that's really cool. Now, another feature that Sword at was stages. Now, the stages were almost... I think I love every single stage in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, except for 75 meters. But I love a lot of the stages in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. They added so many innovative, so many fun, so many awesome stages that made great homages to every character's franchise, and I think that was great. They also had past returning stages like Big Blue and Cornerio, which was great. And then they have custom stages. You could make your own stages in this game, which is great in theory. Then you try to create the stage and you're like, oh, yeah, this sucks. The stage builder isn't that great. And that's a huge detracting feature because it says on the back of the box, it's like, stage builder, make your own stage. And then it's just like a bunch of blocks. And, it's not that great. I didn't like the stage builder a whole lot. But, a lot of people do. But it was still very limited in what it could do. And I didn't like that. Another great thing is how these characters were put in. These characters, every character that was in, their movesets were great, except for the clones. And I'm just kidding. But their movesets were great. I mean, Ike's moveset was great. Wolf's moveset I absolutely loved. Wario's moveset, I love Wario. Wario's great. They even had Rob. You know that thing from the 80s and the NES to save the video game industry? Yeah, that thing. And that made it into Smash Bros. And still is in Smash Bros. And his moveset is great as well. They just did such a good job with the movesets in general. But the problem is, there's only so much you can get out of Smash Bros. Brawl. There's only so much you can learn. And sadly, you can't learn a lot from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. In Melee, you would have to put so much time to learn these characters. In Super Smash Bros. Brawl, because it was so casual, I feel like that almost works against it. But, a lot of people do like the casual standpoint, a lot of people don't. In my opinion, I don't. But it was still a great game. Stages, characters, modes, those were its regions of expertise. And that is why it gets itself an 8 out of 10. I mean, holy crap, Super Smash Bros. Brawl is absolutely a great game. Near perfection, but it has tripping. I will see you all later. Have a great day. If you guys want to see more reviews, I review Super Smash Bros. 3DS tomorrow, and I'm doing a 24-hour live stream tomorrow. So hit that subscribe button for more. If you guys like the video, there's actually a like button, so be sure to click that down below. Comment down below, what would you have given Smash Bros. Brawl, and why would you have given that? I want to hear all your reasoning, and I'm really excited to hear from you guys. Alright guys, see you later. Have a great day. I will see you all later. Tomorrow. I will see you guys all tomorrow when I review Super Smash Bros. 3DS, and when I do a 24-hour live stream of Super Smash Bros. Wii U. If you guys actually like the video, there's actually like a button for it. It's kind of like right below the square box where you're watching the video right now. And if you want to see other awesome videos that I may or may not have done that you may or may not like, then be sure to click the subscribe button on screen or below the video square box. And thank you for watching. Comment down below if you want what you thought of this video. I will see you guys later.